Welcome back to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. My name is Andrew Erickson, and today I'm going to be breaking down my top 10 sleepers for the upcoming fantasy football season. But first, want a chance to win a signed Gabriel Davis Buffalo Bills jersey, courtesy of our friends at Pristine Auction? Subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel right now, comment below on this video, and that's it. We'll be announcing a winner right here on the channel, so make sure to turn on those notifications so you can be alerted when new episodes are up and to claim your prize. And remember, for this sleeper list, the only requirement is that the player's ADP is in the double-digit rounds. Let's dive in. Number 10, wide receiver Josh Palmer, Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers' number 3 wide receiver averaged 7+ targets per game, and scored a touchdown in his 3 games played with at least a 60% snap share last season. He was efficient in the end zone, catching 3 of his 5 total end zone targets for touchdowns. With a downfield skill set that aligns with his big-armed quarterback, Palmer is one of my favorite late-round wide receivers to target. In addition, he's got untapped potential should an injury occur to either Mike Williams or Keenan Allen, as he displayed last season. His separation skills, 71st percentile, equal to Keenan Allen, and 92nd percentile versus single coverage, further showcase his versatility to deliver when called upon. Hashtag bolt up for the wide receiver 69 per ADP. Number 9, quarterback Daniel Jones, New York Giants. Before a Week 5 concussion, Daniel Jones was the QB 8 overall in points per game. In addition, the Giants quarterback ranked 3rd in rushing yards per game and 2nd in PFF passing grade. This offseason, New York overhauled the offensive line. An improved front provides Jones the protection he desperately needs as he looks to prove to the Giants organization that he's worthy of being the long-term answer at quarterback. Recall that he played behind PFF's 3rd worst graded offensive line last season. Jones will also benefit greatly from the number 1 easiest strength of schedule for quarterbacks and new head coach Brian Daboll, who claims he wants to unleash Jones in 2022. Danny Dimes is worth the flyer at a QB 28 price tag. Number 8, tight end GERALD Everett, Los Angeles Chargers. Everett was solid during stretches of the 2021 season, particularly after Russell Wilson returned from injury. The new Chargers tight end ranked as tight end 9 in fantasy points per game from weeks 10 through 16 while running a route on 74% of dropbacks. Jared Cook finished as tight end 16 overall, which seems like Everett's fantasy floor in LA's high-powered offense. The tackle-breaking tight end finished the 2021 season nearly identical to Cook's average, despite playing an offense that ranked dead last in passing attempts per game. The Chargers ranked 3rd in that category. They also ranked 9th in tight end targets overall. Breakout tight ends are generally athletic players who earn above average route participation in high-powered offenses. Everett fits the profile of next season's star at the position after finishing number 1 overall in separation rate, and he's still super cheap at tight end 20 ADP. Number 7, quarterback Jameis Winston, New Orleans Saints. The additions of Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, and Michael Thomas are massive benefits for Jameis Winston. Winston played with almost 0 weapons a season ago and still managed to average 17.5 fantasy points per game, good for QB 14 on the year. The Saints quarterback also finished the season with the league's 6th highest passer rating and 1st in all quarterbacks last year in fantasy points per dropback. He also ranked 4th in average depth of target, which lends itself to spiked fantasy weeks. There's just not enough hype about the QB 22 in ADP, who has a 5,000 passing yard season under his belt, playing with an offensive coordinator who also had a quarterback post over 5,000 passing yards for multiple seasons. Number 6, running back Darrel Williams, Arizona Cardinals. In the 6 games that Darrel Williams was the clear-cut starter in the Kansas City Chiefs backfield, he averaged 19 fantasy points per game on 18.3 touches. The RB54 by ADP also averaged nearly 100 yards from scrimmage, scored 8 touchdowns, and posted 0 fumbles on 191 touches. Williams is the James Conner backup to target across all formats, as he likely inherit the RB1 role should the injury-prone starter go down. His body of work as a receiver and goal line back presents him with immediate fantasy RB1 upside. The former undrafted free agent led the Chiefs backfield in red zone touches and averaged 4.5 receptions per game as a starter last year. His 47 catches ranked 9th. Inside the top 5, we're going to start with running back Tyrion Davis-Price, San Francisco 49ers. I didn't think that highly of the LSU product before the draft, but his initial burst in long speed, 77th percentile 40-yard dash, 73rd percentile 10-yard split time, opened my eyes to his potential in the 49ers offense, as did the most critical metric regarding his year 1 projection, round 3 draft capital. The 49ers offense breeds an efficient running game like none other that can easily open lanes for the rookie's speed. It's not hard to envision a scenario where the 49ers are forced to turn their physicality, bruising rookie running back in the wake of a potential injury to an undersized Elijah Mitchell in 2022 or just use the two in tandem. San Fran's coaching staff liked the way Davis-Price bullied defenders in the fourth quarters of games at the college level, so it's easy to picture him in a similar finisher role in the pros. And historically speaking, the 49ers fantasy running back to roster in fantasy football under Kyle Shanahan is rarely the first one off the draft board. Taking a shot on TDP outside the top 50 running backs is a bet against Elijah Mitchell taking the next step in year 2. Number 4, wide receiver KADARIUS TONEY, New York Giants. KADARIUS TONEY flashed future target magnet potential after posting 2.14 yards per route run, which ranked 11th best in the NFL last season. He came in at a 25% target rate per route run, tied for 7th best. It remains to be seen how the targets in Giants' offense as a whole will shake out next year. But stay assured, if they take a step forward, Toney will play a major role in the team's dramatic turnaround. His 92nd percentile PFF receiving grade versus single coverage suggests that Toney can win wherever he lines up, so he's worth the shot outside the top 40 wide receivers based on ADP. Number 3, running back Rachaad White, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rookie running back Rachaad White looks like just the Leonard Fournette backup at the moment, but there's an outcome where he delivers Mathis' fantasy upside should Lenny go down with an injury or maintain his overweight status from the offseason. White has shades of David Johnson and Le'Veon Bell in his style of play, which didn't go unnoticed by a new senior football consultant for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Bruce Arians. The Arizona State product ranked first in his class in receiving yards, number 1 in yards per route run, and second in receptions. His 16% target share is bonkers for a running back at the college level, and it did wonders to generate his day 2 draft capital. That draft capital, combined with White's 30 receiving yards per game in college, puts him into a group of running backs that includes Saquon Barkley, David Johnson, Joe Mixon, Antonio Gibson, Najee Harris, and Travis Etienne. With a strong college profile and athleticism to boot, White has league-winning potential if given the opportunity in the Buccaneers offense. Number 2, wide receiver Christian KIRK, Jacksonville Jaguars. Everything came together for KIRK in 2021 because he was finally used from the slot. Unsurprisingly, KIRK established career highs across the board in targets, receptions, and receiving yards, while filling the void left by an injured DeAndre Hopkins. He also finished top 20 among all wide receivers in PFF receiving grade versus man coverage and in separation rate. KIRK finished as a wide receiver 3 in 63% of his games last season, same as Michael Pittman and Tyreek Hill, 18th best among all wide receivers. The new Jaguars wide receiver also earned a 21% target share without Hopkins in the lineup and averaged 13.8 fantasy points per game, a top 10 per game average. In addition, he finished with the second most receiving yards from the slot. He's a screaming value outside the top 40 wide receivers as a proven commodity who flashed big-time playmaking a season ago, got paid, and projects to be the number 1 receiver on his new offense. Number 1, running back RHAMONDRE Stevenson, New England Patriots. I can't get enough of RHAMONDRE Stevenson in my drafts. The Patriots running back finished top 10 yards per snap last season despite scoring just 5 touchdowns. The only other running backs to do so, Kareem Hunt and Christian McCaffrey. His PFF grade was the highest among last year's rookie class, which puts him into an elite territory like other rookie running backs before him, like Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, and Alvin Kamara. With rumors coming out of Foxborough that Stevenson is a dark horse to see an expanded role on third downs with James White returning from an injury, the second year back needs to be a priority target as the draft slips into double-digit rounds. It's Ramondre's world. We were just lucky enough to bear witness to it. And that's going to wrap up my top 10 sleepers for the upcoming 2022 fantasy football season. Remember that we're giving away a signed Gabriel Davis Buffalo Bills jersey. All you have to do is subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel, comment below on this video, and that's it. The more you comment on our videos, the more chances you have to win. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, and share with your non-league mate friends. Again, my name is Andrew Erickson. I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy the fantasy football season.
Thanks for tuning in to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out our featured videos. And while you're at it, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at FantasyPros, so you can get the latest news and updates to give you the edge you need in your fantasy league.